A big kiss for you.
Yo, what's up guys, it's Jadeon and welcome to DesignsAcademy. Today I'm here to give a tutorial on how to use my Xbox One Elite controller mockup template that I'm selling on Sellfy. It's not a promotional video. I'm not giving myself like a promotional thing. I don't really care about this. I just made it today actually so I could help someone out, and I thought I would sell it because it's actually a really nice template. Like, it's perfect. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick tutorial on how to use this. It's actually really easy, but if you're watching this video, you probably are in need of assistance. So this is what it looks like when you open the pack, and first things first, you have to disable layer. It tells you right here, so you can disable it, and then you have this. So you open this menu up, and then you have three folders and 2 layers. So the first thing is you can disable action stock, which is optional. I will disable that for now so we can edit our actual controller. So I'm going to turn that off, and now we have this. So next we can actually design our controller, or we can look at the backgrounds. So I put 8 scene developed backgrounds in this. So I took backgrounds and stuff like that and I developed them to specifically match the lighting of the whole entire scene that's going on with the controller. So this one, this one, this one, I don't know, I didn't know much about that. I mean, someone could use that somehow, I'm not sure. I threw that in there. I couldn't really make these work easily. It wasn't the easiest thing to make these things work, so I kind of did my best. The best one is this one and this one, but that's why I put an action stock. So what I did was, if you want to use this one, you can put the action stock on and makes it look a lot cooler once you're ready to save it. But we're going to go to the regular background, the first one, and we're going to edit the controller. So how do you edit the controller? It's actually really easy. You have a folder right here called controller, and you bring that down. So anything that's red means you should not touch it, and that's why it's locked. But other than that, you're good. So if it's green, you're good. If it's yellow, that means it's optional. And if it's purple, that means disable. So yeah. First thing is the controller shell. So the controller shell is just the design on the controller, basically the main part of the controller, if you will. And I have this city texture along with a color on. So that looks pretty dope. What? That looks really dope actually, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so we have 3 different things we can do with this. We have a stock color, and then a stock color with an image over it, or just an image. So I'm going to teach you guys how to actually apply these on Quarter design. So I'm going to delete this, and that, and this is what the controller will look like now. So I'm going to pull up an image in my pack, or not from my pack, but from my I'm going to pull up an image and put it on here. So let me find one really quick. I think what I'm going to use is something simple. Maybe I'll teach you guys how to do a cool design with Childish Gambino. Alright, so here we got this one. Never mind, it's too small of an image. How about, let's see, how about this one? This one looks pretty cool. So here we got a space background. So I'm actually just going to shrink it so it's like the size of the controller. That way we don't waste any space. There we go. And what you can do is you can right click and go to create clipping mask. But if you don't like doing that, what you can do is release clipping mask, and you go right here to this layer, hold control and press. Actually, no, not that layer. This layer right here. You see that? You can press control and click that, and you go up to the image that you're using, and you press control J, and then you can delete this. But it's just easier to make a clipping mask in my opinion. Alright, so now you have this. That looks really bad, right? Well, that's because you still need a clipping mask. So you're going to right click on it and go to create clipping mask. So now you have the buttons, the D-pad, and all that. And it doesn't look good still. It looks like it's an actual image. So what we do is we're going to go up to where it says normal and put it to multiply. So now it's dark. What do you do now? You go down here to these layers and you go to brightness and contrast, and we're going to bring up the brightness, and contrast, and we're going to make this a clipping mask of the image as well. And then we're going to go to exposure. Bring up this exposure a lot until you can see your image perfectly or exactly how you want it, and make that a clipping mask as well. So now that looks really dope. It works and it's looking really cool. Now you have all the buttons and stuff like that. So let's get to that now. So I'm going to close controller shell and we're going to go to controller components. So the components are the D-pad and the 2 thumbsticks. So I have just hue and saturations over these right now because that's what looks best. So if you want to change that, you go right here, double click, and you can change the color. So we're going to do a blue. So I'm actually going to make this, I'm not going to make this the same color as, actually yeah I will. So I'm going to make it that color. And that's just 228. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put that on these as well, so it matches. And there, we got that. And just in case you don't feel like editing all 3 components, I have all components down here, so you can disable left, right, and D-pad and just put this on, but it's whatever you want to do. And next we have letter buttons. So that's A, X, B, and Y. And like I said before, I have the all buttons. In this case, I'm using the all buttons instead of using each one individually. So I'm going to open this, and I'm going to make this the same color as these, but I'm going to bring down the saturation so it doesn't look too saturated. So you can actually see the buttons. There we go. So now I'm going to close out of letter buttons. I'm going to go into middle buttons, which is these guys right there. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Boom. And then I'm going to go to the top console buttons, which is basically the triggers and the Xbox button. So this is the Xbox button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the purple on this one, and then I'm going to take the triggers in the middle component, and I'm going to make that, let's see, what can we make that? I don't know. Let's make it that color. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put these to 48. And this will look pretty cool when we're finished with it. Alright, so we can close out the top console buttons. We have bottom console, which is these right there, the bottom of the controller. And I'm going to put the same input I had for the gold. So I'm going to do that. And that for right there. And that for right there. I'm going to close that, and we got one last thing, and that's paddles. So the paddles will be purple. So I'm going to get that purple really quick. So the purple color was, let's do middle buttons, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to this one. I'm just going to press Control C so I can get the color for the purple again. And I'm going to put that in the paddles. 237. I believe it was 237. I'm not sure. I accidentally pressed Control C instead of, so we're just going to do that. Yeah, it's 237. 237. Alright, sweet. So that controller is looking pretty dope. It would have been much smarter to go with lighter blue, but I was just using this for an example anyway. It doesn't matter. So if you saw this one, I'll show this really quick. If you saw it right here, I had my name. I'm not going to teach you how to do that exactly, but I'm going to teach you a couple things you can do. So if you want like a logo or something, or like something like this, all you got to do is, I'm going to turn this off really quick. Go to controller shell, open that up really quick, and I'm going to drop my guy right on there, and I'm going to turn him on. I'm going to actually make this bigger so I can get rid of the white stuff. I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's try it anyway. So right click, rasterize layer, delete, same for over here, and we're good. So now I'm going to put this right, I'm going to actually shrink it. I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to put that on multiply. And that's a little too dark, so I'm actually press Control J, and I'm going to make that a clipping mask again. Doesn't do much. So delete that. So what we can do if it's too dark is let's do this. So I'm going to take this off of multiply, and I'm actually going to make another exposure, and I'm going to make this overly exposed, and then I'm going to take the exposure we just made and take the image that we just made, right click, go to merge layers, and now it's really bright. So now we can put it on multiply, and it's still really dark. And let's be fair, it's because it's on a dark surface. It would look a lot better if it was on a lighter surface. So I mean, if I show this, for example, it's lighter, so it does look better. So if it's on a dark surface, it's gonna look like that. So we have that right there. If you want to do the name tag thing I did, what I did was I made a rectangle. I did this, and I made it a color. I'm just going to make it white. Actually, I'm just going to make it black. No, I'm going to make it white. And actually, no, I'm going to make it purple. I don't know why I'm going so hard with this. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make it purple. I'm going to rasterize it because I don't really care for that. And then I'll put Relic. So we got that. I'm going to choose a font really quick. Pretty neat font. Let's find one. This is really fun in my opinion. Like this is actually pretty fun. I don't know about you guys, but I like this. I wasn't gonna sell it. I was actually gonna give it away for free, but I don't know. I didn't really feel it. I just wanted to sell it because I want to get my selfie started up. You know, like I don't want to just be selling everything for. I'm not gonna be selling everything for long. I'm just gonna do it so I can get like a good selfie, and that way people buy stuff from me. So that's my plan. I'm not trying to be like a money whore or anything like that, because I'm not really a money whore. I make more than enough money for myself. So yeah, don't worry about that. And like I said, this isn't a promotional video, because I don't really care if people buy this or not. It's not that serious to me. But it's whatever. I don't really care for it that much. That's why it's so cheap. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. So like if you want a name tag thing like I did it, we can put it right there. Does that look pretty cool? And we could put that on multiply, or we could put it on overlay, bring down the brightness, or we can blur it, or we can put it on normal again, zoom out. I'm actually gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna increase the size of this, zoom out again, and what I'll do is I'll rotate it that way, and I'll shrink it some more, so that you can see Relic, and it looks really bad for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna warp it, and it looks like that. And I'm going to go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Blur it, and then I'm going to put it on multiply. Or you can keep it on normal, or you can put an overlay, or whatever you want to do. Like I said, it's all you guys. It's whatever you guys feel like doing. Saturation. Where's our hue? So you guys can do whatever you want. It's really easy. So I'll talk to you guys on Thursday on my next tutorial. I hope you guys like this. Link will be down below if you want to buy this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.